I mean, if you think about it, if you had 100 people in a room and said, who doesn't want to be financially secure? Anybody want to raise their hand? No. So what people object to is the process, not the result. I saw certain people who were doing things differently, and I was drawn to them. And what I was drawn to was the knowledge that I lacked in personal finance, because my life not only was a mess emotionally from losing my job, but financially I was a mess. I was one of those people that just had no clue. When I was fired from that last job, the only thing I knew was that I would never go back to that. I had no idea where I was going to go next. I just knew where I wasn't going. And I was pretty depressed, to be honest with you. It was not a pleasant time in my life. And I knew that my wife's line of work was never going to be the type of work that could, support a family. As it happened, we had plans to see friends, and they come over that night, and Neil, the friend, says, my company's always looking for people. And I said, well, what type of work do you do? And he goes, I work for MetLife. And I said, with an attitude, I said, you sell insurance? No, there's no way that I could ever do that, because I hated the whole salesy thing, especially the stigma attached to insurance salespeople, which was either one step below or above used car salespeople. But anyway, the next morning I woke up and I said, you know what, I got no place to go. I called him back up. Long story short, I did it. I went in, and of course they hired me, and I hated it, to be honest with you, because they just wanted me to make a list of 100 people that I knew. They called it Project 100, to go out and sell to friends and family. And I said, I can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing. They said, well, you know a little bit more than they know, so you'll be fine. So, again, that whole process just irritated me. I was not happy about it, but I stuck with it. Many of my friends said, listen, we need some help with insurance. So that's how I got started. But shortly after I was there, I saw certain people who were doing things differently, and I was drawn to them. And what I was drawn to was the knowledge that I lacked in personal finance, because my life not only was a mess emotionally from losing my job, but financially I was a mess. I was one of those people that just had no clue, was not doing anything the way things should be done to build financial independence and security. The confidence came as I was acquiring the knowledge. Once I had knowledge, I started to be able to make better choices and make more informed decisions. And then that same void and that same fear that I had, I would see it in other people. It was very easy for me to relate to them and speak to them, not just from the brain where the knowledge is, but speak from the heart where the emotion is. And to make those kind of connections with people, I can't tell you how many times I would speak with people and they would just say, Jeff, you make me feel so comfortable. You get me. You understand me. As the journey went and the process continued, it was learning to listen and empathize and understand people from their perspective. And, the old model of going out and selling, I learned rather quickly, nobody likes to be sold. So if you provide people with the guidance and information, it comes to you. People want the help. I mean, if you think about it, if you had 100 people in a room and said, who doesn't want to be financially secure? Anybody want to raise their hand? No. So what people object to is the process, not the result. So I learned that if you build trust and don't push people, I used to be told all the time, oh, you didn't handle that objection, you should have closed the sale. And I learned that's a false model, that's a false narrative. You can't push people. If they're not ready, they're not ready. And just let it come to you.